When a photographer or videographer is just getting started, you basically have kind of a few standard avenues that tend to happen. One, you're brought in as the photographer or videographer for a group that you were already a part of, but then when you expressed interest, you immediately got sucked in. This is the case with a couple of my friends. Like one of my close friends was involved with a church, and that's how he got started. He was their photographer, video, sound person, just because he was the guy who expressed interest and he was there anyway. Or maybe like me, you were already going to anime conventions and everything was so pretty and you saw a few people with cameras and you decided to get one and be a part of it that way. But another thing that happens is you decide you want to start playing with a camera, and then you've got other friends who decide they want to dabble with modeling. And this is where the trap begins. So kind of depending on your base knowledge, you may know or not know or be surprised by the fact that the modeling world is actually not a profitable one, especially for the people behind the camera. So I've been behind the camera for 10 plus years now, and I would say the majority of the stuff I've done has been modeling type stuff, fashion, glamour, what have you. And here's the thing, as I rack my brain on this, I cannot recall one instance where I made a red cent on any of those shoots. So why, you may ask, did I ever do them? For the same reason, I will still kind of do them, even though I am a working cinematographer. Now, to kind of clarify what I'm saying, it doesn't pay. Well, it doesn't. Unless your model is set up with some sort of sponsorship deal, and even half the time those are even just product deals where it's product for social media content, whatever. That is more common than you realize. I would say in what you are viewing online, maybe 1 in 10 is a case where your model is getting paid, and then probably even rarer where your photographer or videographer is being paid. It is kind of the ultimate exploiter of the work for exposure model, which is a killer of artistry. Now, in the beginning, you're probably going to have to do this because you aren't anybody, and this is your means of networking. However, at a certain point, I personally believe it's around the 3-year mark, you might actually have to start saying no a lot and refuse to take a job because it's not paying. And many, like myself, let this trap go on for too long. And then you kept doing these modeling jobs just because you have to shoot. It's a part of you. So you get talked into it. But, like I said, now I'm a working cinematographer and I have some pretty strict rules about what we call TF shoots, which is trade for print shoots, which basically means portfolio, that you have a model, you have a photographer, they agree to work together, you both get access to content, and you use it to promote yourself. When that time has passed, you need to set some very hard rules on when you do this. And personally, I think these rules are extrapolated and transferred to any type of artistry. You may have just been a straight up visual artist and maybe contributed something for free to get your name out there. But there's gonna come a point where you do have to stop and say no. So in this case of being behind the camera, what are my when and whys of why I will still do a fashion-y model type shoot? Like the one I did this past week, and I will include a link to at the end of the video. Now the reasons why I will agree to do these shoots are in some ways tied to why you start doing it in the first place, and some kind of have a newer perspective. In my personal case, I adhere to a top 5 rule, which means I have 5 people who I will agree to do TF work with. And so I keep that list short. It's my 5 trusted people. And to be on that list, you have to be 1, already good at what you do, or just be a person who is fun to be around. That always counts for something. Maybe you're a person who's actually good at organizing one of these things, because that is one of the biggest frustrations of TF shoots. A lot of the time, you're getting a message saying, hey, let's do something. And then it falls to you to come up with everything. And that is annoying as all hell. In the case of my most recent shoot with my friend Kelly, she had found the wardrobe, I found the studio, contributed to the cost of the studio, and had pretty much taken out all of the legwork. I had to show up and start shooting. So in a case of, hey, that sounds cool, that could be a portfolio piece, you've done 90% of the work already, that's a good time to do it. And my biggest reason that I will still do these types of shoots, warning, long nerdy metaphor incoming, is what I like to call the Takumi principle. This refers to an old anime that I used to watch called Initial D, which is about mountain pass drift racing, like literally a show about boys in their cars. And the main character, Takumi, who learned to be an amazing drift racer on his home mountain by driving every single day, no matter the weather, no matter what, he became amazing at this. And then he becomes a racer and starts going to other places. And when he learns some new trick in the heat of battle, he has to take that trick home to his home mountain and practice it there so that it actually becomes part of his arsenal. I think that this is the same for artists, particularly photographers and videographers. When we want to try something new, we can't do it in a high stakes environment. We can't suddenly decide we're going to try a new technique, new equipment, lighting, cameras itself, whatever, on our client's shoot and risk screwing it up. No, the time to try that is, say, on one of these TF modeling shoots. You're not being paid, so therefore the pressure is lower. Therefore, it's an excellent time to practice new things. And that is what I did. On this most recent one, I've been playing around with more portable lighting. I've still been getting the hang of a new camera. So this was a great, less pressure way to do it. And so while understanding that every kind of artist medium is going to be different, I still think that that's a valid point. That if you're going to, try some new technique, you're going to be doing it on art for yourself or art for a friend or something that you're just giving away. Because, well, beggars can't be choosers. They can't get super particular on something they're not paying for. So those are the good times to practice something. So that's something I just wanted to get out because it's been a running topic with myself and my peers. And I was just wondering if other artists or other working professionals have ever encountered this. I'm sure no matter what, you have some skill that can be exploited for free, and sometimes you've done it out of the kindness of your heart, or you thought it would lead to more. I would just say just watch that, because it's a trap to fall down, and we will all fall in it. So benefit from experience, be careful with it. So thank you for watching and listening. If you want to see the video that I've been talking about with Kelly, if you're into kind of the fashion-y stuff, I'll include a link to it right here, and I'll see you on the next one.